Today's topic is relative frequency. Another name for it, experimental probability. So let's see the definition. The relative frequency of an event is defined as the number of times that the event occurs during experimental trials, divided by the total number of trials conducted. So let's see a few examples and let's see what that means. For example, the 30 students in a class did a survey of their favorite movie series and recorded the results as follows. As you see, the movie series are Twilight, Harry Potter, Narnia, High School Musical, Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, so the frequency 10, 6, 2, 9, 3. That means 10 of the students, their favorite movie is Twilight. 6 of the students' favorite movie is Harry Potter. 2 of the students' favorite movie is Narnia. 9 of the students' favorite movie is High School Musical. And 3 of the students' favorite movie is Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay? So when you add these frequencies, you should get this 30. So 10 plus 6, 16, plus 2, 18, plus 9, 27, plus 3 is 30, as you see. So what is the relative frequency? Relative frequency is we divide the frequency of High School Musical. For example, for this question, it is High School Musical. What is the frequency for High School Musical? It is 9. We divide that by the total number of students or total number of frequencies. Okay? So that's going to be 9 over 30. If you just remember our topic, simple probability, so these are our outcomes. Okay? All possible outcomes. Twilight, Harry Potter, Narnia, High School Musical, Pirates of the Caribbean. These are the outcomes. And we have an experiment. We asked 30 students about their favorite movie and they answered. The relative frequency for High School Musical will be the frequency over the total frequency, 9 over 30. Let's find relative frequency for each outcomes. For example, for Twilight, the relative frequency is going to be 10 over 30, right? Because the frequency for Twilight is 10 and the total frequency is 30. For Harry Potter, it is going to be 6 over 30. For Narnia, it is going to be 2 over 30. For High School Musical, it is already 9 over 30. And for Pirates of the Caribbean will be 3 over 30. And also we can simplify this. So it's going to be 1 over 3 if you divide both numerator and the denominator by 10. Divide numerator and the denominator by 6, you'll get 1 over 5. So divide by 2, you'll get 1 over 15. Divide by 3, you will get 1 over 10. These are the relative frequencies. Next example. A die was thrown 60 times with the following results. Now, in this case, we have an experiment. In relative frequency, we have experiment. So it is also called experimental probability. But if you remember the yesterday's lesson, do you see yesterday's lesson on the screen? So there were no experiment, right? For example, we were just throwing a die and then we were finding the probability. There is no experiment. It is simple probability. But here, in this case, we have an experiment. This die may be an unfair die. Unfair die. Okay? So as you see, the results are different. It's 8, 11, 13, 7, 9, 12. A die was thrown 60 times with the following results. So what is the frequency for 1? 8. So we got 8 times 1 on our die. We got 11 times 2 on our die. Okay? So the number that we see on our die, we see 3 13 times. 4 7 times, 5 9 times, and 6 12 times. So when you add these frequencies, you should get 60. Let's add them. 11 plus 8, 19, plus 13 is 32, plus 7, 39, plus 9, 48, and plus 12, 60. So, the question, what was the relative frequency for a score of 6? We have to see the frequency for 6. It is 12, as you see, 12. So, what is the total number of frequency? It is 60. 12 over 60 is going to be, you can divide both numerator and the denominator by 12, you'll get 1 over 5. It is the relative frequency for a score of 6. What is the relative frequency for example, let's say 2? So the relative frequency is going to be 11 over for 2. 11 over 60 will be the answer. Two more examples. Jane did a count of the number of times each of the vowels occurred on one page of her book with the following results. As you see in all these examples, we have an experiment. So here, Jane is counting the number of vowels on one page of her book. So he counted 126 times A, 201 times E, so 107 times I, 120 times O, and 46 times U. So when you add these frequencies, because it is not given here, it must not be given, okay? So you have to find it on your own if it is not given. The question, what was the relative frequency for the vowel of A? So the frequency for A is 126 over total frequency. So we have to just add them up. 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 6, 20, so 0 here, 2 here, 20, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, and 10, so 1, 0 here and 1 here, 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 2 is 4, 5 and 6, so 600. The total number of frequencies is 600, 600. So the relative frequency of the vowel A will be 126 over 600. So you can divide by 2 first. 63 over, divide by 2, 300. So now both of them divisible by 3. 63 divided by 3 is 21 over 300 divided by 3 is 100. So we can also write 0.21, or we can also write 21% is going to be our answer. For example, if the question is the relative frequency or experimental probability of I, let's say I, it's going to be 107 over 600. 30 students in a class did a survey of how many pets each of them owned and recorded the results as follows. As you see, 4 students have no pets, 12 students have only 1 pet, so 8 students have 2 pets, 2 students have 3 pets, 1 student have 4 pets, and 2 students have 5 pets, and 1 student has 6 pets. Okay? What was the relative frequency for a student either owning 1 pet or owning 2 pets? 1 pet or 2 pets? So in this case, as you see, owning 1 pet or 2 pets. We just add the frequency for 1 pet, the number of students having 1 pet. So it is 12, right? 12 plus. So how many owning 2 pets? 8, right? We just add them together, 12 plus 8 over the number of students, or the total frequency, when you just add them up. So it is already given in the question, 30 students, but it may not be given. For example, the question may say, in a classroom, okay, in a group of students. So you should just add these frequencies. So 16, 24, 26, 27, 28, and 30. So as you see, the total frequency is 30. So 12 plus 8 is 20 over 30. 2 over 3 is the relative frequency for a student either owning one pet or owning two pets.